Okay, YouTube fans, this is Done with Love 1, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Timber Rattler Outlaw Bowie knife. It's got an 11 3/4 inch blade, between 3 and 5 pounds. As you can see, it's got a brass guard, brass pins, brass pommel, and that is a solid wood handle. It's got a full tang blade, which I love, makes it a lot better and stronger. Then you have the sheath. Sheath sucks, not gonna lie. First, the belt loop. That big of a belt loop is gonna move around on you a lot. It's just gonna slide all over your belt no matter what you do. The sheath is solid leather, which for looks it's okay, but for utility, not so much. Doesn't shed water, it actually holds it a lot. It has the cross-guard retention strap here so that the knife doesn't move around and slip out on you. It's got a snap closure here, which, it's okay. It's definitely pretty convenient, so I'll give it that for good. Belt loop, if you look at the back, it looks like it's held on by some nice solid rivets. It's not. Can't really see it, but right there is just two little fold-out pins like you'd find on an envelope, holding the belt loop to the very thin leather walls. It does have this, I'm not even sure what to call it, black thing here, so that your blade doesn't cut the stitching itself. That's probably about the only good. That and the cross-guard retention strap are about the only good things on the sheath. Not a big fan of it. It looks nice. It's got detailings on the sheath itself. Makes it look pretty. The stitching is really nice. Mine, right here, right at the top here, is coming out and coming apart, and I'm not too hot on that. But overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give the sheath about maybe a 3. It's just not a great sheath. But the knife, I love this knife. It's big, it's heavy. It's 3.5 to 4.5 pounds, I'd say. It's not too heavy for a guy like me. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy, so I can handle that. First, you can hold it in a bunch of different ways comfortably. You can hold it in a full reverse grip here, so that the blade's along your forearm comfortably. Hold it in a hammer grip, a fencing grip, full fist grip, just a whole bunch of different ways, and your hand's protected fully because you got this right here. It's on the brass pommel, which is this part here for you guys that don't know about knives. It's got that full striking surface out there. Works really well for protecting your hand. And I've got average to a little bit large hands, so it protects it really well. Like I said, handle is solid wood, which I like for looks but not for utility. It really transfers all impacts to your hand. Guard is nice. Don't think it would last too long if it got hit really hard, but I don't plan on using this in fights anytime soon. It's mostly just a show knife, except for a little nick in the blade I got right there. You can just barely see, maybe. Nothing big. It's got a choil right here, so you can have your hand back behind the guard or in front of it, and you don't have to worry too much about your finger slipping up. You do have to worry about it some, so if I was going to use this for a fight or for really work that required a lot of dexterity, I would probably grind that further back so that my finger would be fitting in there more. It's got a deep blood groove on here, really long blood groove. I like that if I was going to be using it for fighting, wouldn't get stuck as easily in someone's body. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up and you'll see. Angle on it, not too hot on that. I prefer it to have it a full flat grind, which if you watch Nut and Fancy's video on the what he calls a large heavy K-bar bowie knife, you'll see that it looks nice and it works a lot better than just this little angle here, which is okay for cutting meats, cutting stuff like that, but not for batoning through wood. It can take a marvelous edge because it is TR65 stainless surgical steel. Now, if you know about knives, you know that stainless steel, it's not as good as surgical, or it's not as good as carbon steel, sorry. Stainless steel, while it doesn't rust as easily, it doesn't take as good of an edge, it doesn't hold as good of an edge as carbon steel does. Carbon steel takes better, it holds a better edge, but it doesn't resist rust as easily as stainless steel does. So yeah, you do have to keep it oiled up and keep water off of it for the most part, like when you're going to store it away or just stuff like that. You have to be smart, which you should do anyway. This knife cost me $20, I think, on budk.com. It's got false edge here that I made into a true edge, starting about there down. It's a true edge. It's nice. Even without it, it'll stab something really well just because of its weight. Nice knife overall. If you wanted to get a cheap bowie knife that you could take for looks and put up on your wall or take to a Renaissance fair or something, then yeah, this is the knife for you. If you wanted to take one that you could take out and go camping with, go survival, go like Bear Grylls on nature with, no, don't take this knife. I highly suggest the K-bar bowie knife, the K-bar survival knife, K-bar utility knife. I love K-bar. The blade does fit into the sheath very nicely, but it's not as it doesn't have as much dexterity, as I would really like to see in some knives. I mean, for 11 3/4 inch blade, I mean, that's a big blade. For 11 3/4 inch blade, it's got a lot of dexterity, especially if you're like a guy like me, bigger, got bigger hands, stronger forearms. You can do a lot more with this. Is it great for batoning? No, because it doesn't have the full grind going all the way up to the spine, which is that. It's thick. I think I measured it at 5/16 of an inch thick. It's nice overall. If you're going to take it, you really need to get a new sheath. This sheath sucks. Get a new sheath, and then you could take it if you're willing to pack in and pack out 3.5 to 4.5 pounds, maybe even 5 pounds. It's a big knife. But yeah, this is just the first of many videos that I'm hoping to post. If you have any requests for a video, or if you think I should change something about how I do this, just let me know in a message and comments. But keep them civil, please. Okay, done with love out.